So a very good morning to all the participants, my friends, my colleagues who have joined today. This is the third lecture in the series of Quality Month lectures that the Indian Society for Quality is organizing during this World Quality Month. And we are glad to welcome and host Mr. P. Kaniappan, who is the chief speaker for today. And he will be speaking on the topic of living zero defect quality. So that's what is a part of our current major problem that we are working on and we are looking at. And he has an extensive experience on this field, which he'll be sharing with us. So without taking further time, this is the agenda for today. So we start off with the welcome and introduction. So I am Kunal Parekh. I head the Business Excellence and TQM department at Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited, and part of our voluntary activity for promoting quality consciousness. I'm also the vice president of the ISQ NCR chapter. So I'll be taking you through in the initial introduction phase and sharing what Indian Society for Quality does and what are we here for. Then we'll have a formal introduction of our speaker by Mr. Vishwadeepak Khandelwal, who's the Executive Council member from the Chennai chapter. Then we'll have the session for the day by Mr. P. Kaniappan, which will be around 40-45 minutes. Suppose that we'll have a question answer round, which will be taken care by Mr. Amit Sharma, who is the Governing Council member of Indian Society for Quality. And then finally, summing up and the vote of thanks by Ms. Sarika Joshi, who is the president of Pune chapter, Indian Society for Quality Pune chapter. So that, my friends, is in a nutshell the agenda for today. So I move forward with the introduction of Indian Society for Quality now. So the Indian Society for Quality was established as a not-for-profit society in 1996. So way back when the quality movement started, that is where the society was formed. And its initial endeavor was to fill the need for a national forum for interaction among quality professionals, business leaders, practitioners, and academics. It's a non-partisan independent body, and it has got no financial benefits attached to the activity that it does. It comprises individual members from business organizations, healthcare and education institutions, government agencies, and NGOs. So all active, passionate professionals like us, like you all who have joined today. So we are part and we are promoting quality as on the forum of Indian Society for Quality. So here the primary objective is to share knowledge and learn from each other, learn from what we can do better and enhance our own capabilities and understanding. So ISQ is thus engaged in both creating and disseminating knowledge. That is the primary purpose of this forum. Consciously, ISQ does not conduct any training programs, any monetary consultation. That's part of what ISQ stands for. So whatever we do is on not-for-profit basis, and it is for dissemination of knowledge only. So the initial endeavor when we started off, when ISQ started off, it was for quality for prosperity of all. That is what was the initial thought. As we have progressed, the mission has now been enlarged, and the current mission is to contribute to the thriving of humanity in a healthy planet. So considering the situation that we are at in Delhi, looking at the air quality and other aspects of our environment, this becomes extremely important. And the vision that ISQ stands for today is that to be the principal national forum for leaders, professionals, and academics for exchange of knowledge on delivering quality that benefits humanity. That is the vision that we have for 2025. So these are some of the international affiliations that ISQ stands out for. So ISQ has represented India in the Asian Network for Quality. It has always represented on ANQ board. ISQ hosted two ANQ congresses in 2004 and 2010. It is a national partner from India of the International Quality Innovation Award and the Quality Sustainability Award of International Academy for Quality. Quality Earth Forum of ISQ is currently calling applications for QSA from India, and all those interested participants can do it. I think now it's the evaluation is closed, but it is an annual affair where all interested organizations can participate. 4 out of 5 Indian members of the International Academy for Quality are members of ISQ who make considerable contributions to the cause of quality in the world. So to summarize, my friends, ISQ is the face of India in the world of quality, and we all invite you to be part of this noble cause. So this is the overall governing council of ISQ. Mr. Janak Mehta, a stalwart in this field. He is the president of ISQ, and he's also the chairman and managing director of TQMI. Mr. Anil Sachdev is the honorary secretary. Mr. Kiran Deshmukh, Mr. Ram Mohan, Mr. Ravikant, Mr. Amit Sharma. All of these are the governing council members, and Mr. Prabhakar Shettigar is the executive director of ISQ. Some of the newly inducted members in the governing council are Mr. Vijay Kalra, Mr. Avnish Gupta, and Mr. K.N. Subramania. So all of these are stalwarts in their respective field from various organizations from multiple sectors, and they bring with themselves an extensive expertise, an extensive experience and knowledge, and that is what we are here for, to learn from the experts and gurus in this field. So this is how the overall framework works at ISQ. There is a governing council, which I just shared. Then there are multiple chapters, which are there at various locations. So Bengaluru has one, Pune, NCR, Chennai, Jamshedpur. These are the existing ones, and Hyderabad is currently in the process of formation. So all these chapters, they are promoting this quality, this agenda of quality consciousness. And for that, there are various forums, committees, and divisions in place which are working in tandem. These are some of the awards which ISQ announces on an annual basis. So there's an Dronacharya Award for for significant contribution to the Indian society through the work of teaching and counseling. Then there's the Jamshedji Tata Award. This is for recognizing industry leaders who have made significant contribution to the society through their work. The another one is Ashoka Award, which is to recognize management professionals who have led the organizations they work for and many other organizations making exceptional contribution through practice. The Harsha Award is for professionals who have contributed to the promotion of quality management principles, concepts, and techniques, either as individuals or their own organizations. So these are some of the existing awards which have been there for quite some time. And recently, there's a Planet Earth Award which has been introduced, again, for those who are promoting the cause of prosperity of the overall environment and ecosystem. So that is the way of recognizing professionals and individual contribution that are there in this field of quality and sustainability. These are some of the activities which have been conducted overall in 2023. So as I mentioned earlier, most of these are related to knowledge dissemination. So some of knowledge sharing sessions by Tata Steel. Then we had a statistics beyond shop floor session by Mr. Iyer. Quality for academia and small industries. This was taken by the NCR chapter. CO through TQM, the most coveted one in this series by Mr. N. Ramanathan. Then there was one session on excellence on higher education. So similar, so on and so forth. There are many sessions that have been conducted. And then there are certain competitions which ISQ conducts for recognizing the projects, the improvement projects, the breakthrough improvement or small scale from basic to advanced. All of these are there adjudged through elite jury, and then the best of the projects are awarded at the chapter level. So this is now the various lectures that have been organized as part of this series. So we already have completed the first and the second one. We are on the third series, which is by Mr. P. Kaniappan, who is the managing director of ZF Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited, which was formerly known as WAPCO India Limited. And the next in line would be by Mr. S. Andilya, who is the chairman of Aishir Group. So this is on 25th of November. This is for information of all, and those who are available who can take the most of this opportunity are most welcome. This, my friends, is the hallmark event of Indian Society for Quality. It is the annual conference, which for this year has been organized on 30th to 2nd December 2023, which is at the Jamshedpur, Jamshedpur is again the mecca for Tata Group companies, as you might be knowing. So it's the manufacturing hub where the entire Tata story started. So it's a 3-day conference where we'll have multiple sessions by the elite speakers. It will be taken by Dr. Pankaj Kumar, Mr. Anil Sachdev. We'll have a session by Mr. N. Ramanathan. Then we'll have sessions by the key speakers from Tata Steel, from Tata Motors, and we also have plant visits there planned for Tata Steel, Tata Motors. So we welcome you all there. We encourage people to come over and see the practices from the horse's mouth, as they say. So you can hear out the experts and learn from them during this conference. and also interact with others who are there of the same field. So with this, now I hand over to my colleague, Mr. Vishwadeepak, to take it forward from here and introduce our speaker for the day, Mr. P. Kaniappan. Mr. Vishwadeepak, for your attention, please.
Thank you, Kunal, and good morning, everyone present in this forum. It is really a matter of honor and privilege for me to introduce Mr. P. Kaniappan today to this forum. Mr. P. Kaniappan is a Managing Director, Head of Commercial Vehicle Control System India Limited, which is formerly known as WEBCO India Limited. And Ms. P. Kaniappan was appointed as Managing Director of WEBCO India Limited in July 2014. And as on March 2022, it has been the name has been changed to Head of Commercial Vehicle Control Systems India Limited. Prior to this, he led WEBCO in the strategic growth market of India as a whole-time director since 2009, following the company's acquisition of a majority stakes in the brakes division of Sundaram Clayton Limited. Mr. Kaniappan started his career as a graduate engineer trainee at Sundaram Clayton Moped division in Hosur, India, which later becomes a part of TVS Motors Company Limited. In 1992, he joined the Sundaram Clayton Brakes division located in Chennai, India, and held various management roles of increasing responsibility within the brakes business. In 1999, he moved to the foundry division as a business head. And in 2001, he became the operation head of the brakes business and later became the president operations of brake division. Mr. Kaniappan holds a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from the National Institute of Technology, Surathkal, Karnataka, India, and a master's degree in manufacturing system engineering from the University of Warwick, UK. In addition, he earned an executive MBA from the Great Lake Institutes of Management in Chennai, India, and has completed the Wharton Business School's Advanced Management Program at the University of Pennsylvania. Mr. Kaniappan was ranked amongst the top 100 and best CEOs in 2016 by Business Today, which is the largest circulated business fortnight magazine in India. He was also recognized with Frost & Sullivan IMEA Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018 for his contribution to manufacturing sector. In recognition of his leadership is not only leading his organization, but also guiding others, making exceptional contribution through the practice and promotion of quality management of sustainable results. With humility, industry, and the passion, he was conferred the Ashoka Award by ISQ in 2022. He was also recognized by NIQR as Outstanding Quality Man in 2023, month of September. And I'm really feel lucky. Like now, he is my mentor also. So it's really a matter of pride and privilege for me to introduce this to this forum. Now, with this introduction, we can request Mr. Kaniappan to take the session forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vishwa. Let me start here. So you're able to see the slide? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah. So, morning, Mr. Janak Mehta and the entire ISQ team and all those who are in this call. So I feel it is a privilege to be here today to share some of my perspective on this topic. You know, one of my biggest learning is that adaptability is the key to succeed. Charles Darwin said that it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It's the one that is most adaptable to change. This is not only applicable to these, living organisms, but also is very much relevant for the business organizations. I started my career in Sundaram Clayton Moped Division in 1982. Almost spent 27 years in the TVS group. I was a part of the team that took Sundaram Clayton Brakes Division to the Deming Prize. under the leadership of Mr. Venusrinivasan. I played a role in the supply development at the time. Then in 2009, Sundaram Clayton Brakes division was acquired, or the majority control was taken by WAPCO. WAPCO is an American stock listed company in New York. It's a global network. So again, we had to change and adapt to the new ecosystem, new reality. In 2020, May, WAPCO itself was globally acquired by ZF. ZF is a German company, comes with different perspectives. So what I'm going to do is my own experience, sharing some of the perspective from my experience. So my structure of the presentation is broadly in 4 lines. I believe the first step for all of us is to build the basics using the TQM, TPM, and lean principles. Many of us are from the automotive or Indian ecosystem, in which most companies took that path of course, building the basics using the TQM, TPM, and lean. The second aspect is essentially how do we build the quality management in an era where a lot of digital tools and technologies have become very relevant. Other, of course, area is even in manufacturing, how do we use these techniques, IoT and all those techniques, and then build a manufacturing process that not only produces zero defect, but also in case if there is an unconforming part, it ensures that it doesn't move to the next stage. Of course, the other aspect is the product creation process itself, because till maybe in the middle of the 90s, we were a manufacturing company. In the mid of 90s, we started focusing on product development. So developing a product and launching a product with not only zero, incidents or possibilities of defect at the introduction stage, but also the entire life cycle of the product becomes a very critical factor. I am also going to talk about our experience in building our own teams that continuously, learns, improves, and also lives and breathes quality. This example is about our Jamshedpur plant. I will also spend some time on that. So I talked about the TQM, the framework that was used by TQM, used by Sundaram Clayton on the TQM, later TPM, etc. This is the approach we adopted. SCL started in 1987. The whole focus was on the employee engagement. Even today, even though we went through a Japanese, through an American and a German companies, but then this particular framework remains. Of course, we focus very strongly on the daily and policy management focus. We have built a framework, the management process that is strictly relying on this ecosystem. Manufacturing, again, I talked about building a manufacturing system that is capable of producing that only producing zero defect, but also in case for some reason the defect is produced, it doesn't get passed to the next stage. The robustness of the manufacturing engineering. So Sundaram Clayton spent a lot of time in building an organization, a manufacturing engineering organization, which even later became a benchmark for a global WAPCO setup. WAPCO took this aspect from India to other part of the world. Of course, TPM also is another framework we used, or a mechanism used to really, we're continuing to use. Even some of our new plants, we are trying to, asking them to take the TPM path towards improved productivity, reduced losses, while we also achieve zero every aspect of quality. So this is the framework. Then most of you must have heard about this. This is the approach or a TQM temple that Sundaram Clayton adopted. We still follow this framework only, where we fundamentally focus on developing the people and a strong daily routine management using the PDCA cycle, on which we build the policy deployment, standardization, training, Kaizen, and TI. The whole issue is to build a culture of continuous improvement using employee engagement and the total employee involvement and the culture of continuous improvement are the two pillars on which our TQM system worked to deliver the customer satisfaction. Of course, I am in the interest of time, I'm moving forward, but essentially this is the framework. We also use this TI or a TQM framework to build a not only engaged employees, but employees with a strong sense of purpose. Because during the course of last 40 years, we went through many ups and downs. But what was actually staying with us is the commitment of employees, their own sense of purpose to take the company to continuously higher and higher levels of excellence. Again, the basics in our framework is that the share of responsibility of different level of people, you can see from the workmen and staff to top management. The most part of the workmen, their role is to really retain what is given to them. So the role of an operator is to receive a good part, produce a good part, and deliver a good part. If something goes wrong, he's expected to raise the hand and make sure that that is corrected, and then the system runs. While the supervisors help the employees to do that, but then most part of the role of the supervisors and executives is essentially to improvement. Third is, of course, leadership is essentially to focus on the breakthrough and strategic topics. This is the approach even in a global environment. While it is very difficult for any global entity to put this type of framework in operation, but then Sundaram Clayton, our experience with the Sundaram Clayton actually helped us to really stay with this, which in a way became a biggest differentiation that we are able to provide within the global ecosystem. I talked about the role of employees from here, the operator to the leadership, and the PDCA framework and what type of tools and methods that we use. If some of us were familiar with the TPM, we know the role of an operator is to continuously look for an abnormality and correct the abnormality. To the extent of his ability to see an abnormality, micro abnormality, the organization keeps improving. So the focus is to help them to see what is not visible. Which essentially we use through this framework of Fugai tags, micro Fugais, and keep seeing as you keep improving, you start seeing more such abnormalities and keep correcting. That's a framework. So next level, when we talk about building a capable organization, next level is essentially to ability to do improvements. So of course, we know our Kaizen and continuous improvement framework provides this, which essentially we use this TQM approach. Third is again, when you move up, it is this side you also use which tools and technique, in the sense you use suggestions or a Kaizen as an individual person to suggest improvement and implement improvement. UC Circle is essentially a problem solving a framework or a team that actually addresses the problem. TQM framework. When you go up, finally, when you go to the leadership is abilities to solve a complex problem. Of course, using the Six Sigma and other much more complex tools. These are some of the, just to tell you, we have to continuously, we used to be a learning organization, and this is another very important aspect. While we have to adapt to changes, we need to also constantly learn, and the company has to keep learning, and we have to make sure as an organization we became a learning organization. In the problem solving itself, in the way we engage employees to create to improve their creativity, we had this framework in which you see a complexity on one side and then effort. The most complex and which calls for an effort, high efforts, it is handled by the task forces. Then you have cross-functional teams that will support the projects slightly lesser complex. But when you come to the simpler project, less complexity, less effort, it's essentially a suggestion. So it's basically a Johari window which actually defines what type of problems should be addressed by what type of teams, improvement teams. Again, these are all Sundaram Clayton model or something that we keep continuing the same framework. So I talked about complex problem being addressed by task forces and cross-functional teams. Even in the WAPCO days, we actually perfected. We developed many even new products, new businesses using this approach. We are today supplying to one of the Indian OEMs the entire digital business, the fleet management solutions and connected solutions, which essentially was developed in this type of framework, a task with some startup companies. So this can be taken to any level as an idea, developing new business, solving some complex problems, taking some strategic initiatives can be driven by task forces and cross-functional teams. Just in summary, this is what I would like to close at this stage with this the first part of my presentation, which essentially build the basics using our TQM, TPM, lean framework. The second part is, as I told you, today the quality that I experienced in when I started my career was completely different. In the 80s, it used to be mostly inspection oriented, quality control. We used to talk about quality control. Today, it is completely different. Today, it's a risk-based quality management. Many of these, whatever miss or anything that we do, the risk is extremely high. Enterprise risk management is a key focus nowadays in the boardrooms. And particularly if you are producing, safety critical products like what we do, the risk is extremely high. It can even lead to closing down the business. There are some companies who have experienced, like Takata and such companies. The meaning and the meaning of quality, the quality control or quality assurance, quality excellence, all those things is today completely different from what used to be some years ago. So it is extremely important. We build a manufacturing system that that ensures that you don't pass a defect from don't produce and don't pass. So again, you have to define the process design itself to achieve zero defect. Again, the target in our case is to achieve VDA A grade cells. Each cell has to pass the VDA audit. VDA 6.3 this is a German standard. So you have to be in our system. We have to pass the VDA 6.3 audit with the A grade cells. A grade is given when you get a rating of more than 90%. So of course, this is a process that is designed by our colleagues in our plant, our business. Basically, they define the bill of process. Like bill of material, you also have a bill of process. A plant that is in Chennai, whether it is a plant in Jamshedpur, plant in Lucknow, wherever we have plants, it has to follow the same bill of process, both for assembly and testing. And then they define certain minimum quality requirements. Also go for of course, the minimum quality requirement has to ensure that I said, like I told you, that it should not allow any defect to be produced. In case if it produced, it should not ensure that it doesn't go to the next stage. Then you keep continuously improving, because as the technologies are improving, you need to keep on improving. This is a very broad framework. This is the typical assembly cell. You have the parts coming from, this is the input side, this is the output. There are multiple stations. So the critical issues, the machine talks to each other, the machine talks to the environment, the machine talks to the person. All these data are captured, and any non-conforming, that's why I said any non-conformance parts cannot move to the next stage. Fundamentally, you define it like this. So in this case, even the machine recognizes who is the operator. If the operator is not a certified operator, then it doesn't allow him to produce. And today, now, after the product liability became a key focus even in India, there is a product recall that came in force from, I think, 2020. Traceability is extremely critical. So even in traceability, you have level 1, level 2, level 3. So for example, at the end of line, if it certifies the product as it okay, then you get a QR code and the product is moved to the next stage. Level 2 is essentially you go to each workstation, and then each process, you make sure that it passes the scrutiny. Again, you maintain the traceability. All the data is stored in the server. These data is extremely important. Again, then you start using this data, using the data analytics. You will be able to really today in a position to share to your customers not only a good part, but then you have a wealth of data about the parts that they are receiving. Also, if there is any field issue at any point of the product's life, you will be able to trace back and then say, what are those process parameters that has been applied in those parts? Is it really a defect in our process, or a defect in application by the customer, or whatever? So this is also today, most of you might be quite familiar that this is also a contemporary systems. Of course, I talked about VDI audit, so you also constantly audit and make sure that the line is certified for your required standards. So this particular line, whatever I'm showing, last 6 years, zero defect. We are supplying this part for some of the passenger car company as well, like Volkswagen. So this is a second part of my presentation. Essentially, we need to focus and put a lot of effort in ensuring that we improve the robustness of assembly lines. I talked about this is the third part of my focus. Here, I'm just very briefly, I'm going to touch upon the design related requirements. This itself is you all know this itself is a very big topic, but I'm just going to give you a very glimpse of what what is to be focused, at least at a very high level. Today developing a product is completely different from developing a product probably 10 years ago or 20 years ago, where you used to deal with only mechanical products. Today, every part comes with a electronic hardware. Also, it comes with now software. Now the software-driven vehicles have become it's a current contemporary topic. So in India, of course, we have built the capability there in the entire V cycle, which sets the system requirement and design is in the left side. We completely collect all the customer requirement data and make sure, and then the right side essentially ensures that you test and validate and make sure all those products meets the requirement. Of course, we have the multiple levels of typically the state gauge gate process. which assures that the product, when it is released at the end, it is not only achieving the initial required quality, but it also ensures that the entire life cycle of the product it works. Again, this is a very important aspect in the quality now. At least my understanding is in our company till 2009, 2012 we brought a new product creation process globally. Till such time, occasionally when the product is launched, we also always used to have the initial, quite a few products used to go for a product recall with the customers in the early stage. Despite the fact that we would have tested even in the field testing, even with the customers, everything, we were not able to reach a stage that it goes zero defect in the first stage itself. But today that is given. Any product that we launch today, we don't have a concept of that it doesn't meet the customer requirement, not only in the initial stage, but also now the requirement in the auto industry is that different customers call different way, incident per 1,000 vehicles. For example, first 3 months, first 6 months, then 12 months, 24 months. Even during the warranty period, customer don't want the vehicle to go to a service station or a dealer point for a service reason. So the industry requirement is also keep on increasing. We have to commit to that requirement and deliver to the requirement. That means you have to have a very, very robust the product definition and then validation and release processes, which I'm sure is the key focus of companies who are actually developing products. And the other aspect in the software development, if you're a company in the software, then you need to really make sure you qualify yourself using this ASPICE automotive SPICE standards, which has multiple levels. You can see here level 1 is not achieved. The standard required standard is essentially a framework that evaluates and constantly help us to improve our maturity of software development. So of course, most of you are involved in the software related area, you would be quite familiar with this, but this is the standard. Companies use step by step move in this level as well. So so this is a third part of my presentation. I'm going to the fourth part, which is a very important aspect of the whole thing, because whatever we say, those things are related to machines and facilities, equipment, etc. But what is critical is to build a team that actually lives and breathes quality. I am talking about a plant in one of our plants, but this is every function. Whether it's if there are R&D engineers, it applies to them. If it is for a manufacturing engineering people, it applies. But I am going to talk about a site in Jamshedpur, where we produce most of our parts. It's quite a large plant, supplying to Tata Motors, Tata Cummins, and spare parts in that part of the country. The need for the 0 ppm I've already touched upon, but it is I said from April 2021, the product liability or product recall policy has been announced by Government of India, and here if you see, the liability is much more serious on the tier 1 companies, because if there is a recall, if there's a number that reaches, government can actually send people to investigate and also take a call on whether to continue or close the business, close that production of that part. Again, the risk is very high. Recall cost is very high. The second aspect is now we are a part of a global supply chain. India is no longer a Indian, it's for only for Indian customers. Most of the Indian companies are exporting, so we have to follow the global standards as well. Globally, the risk is extremely high. We are supplying parts to US and Europe. At any given time, we may have about 50,000 parts in the pipeline. Any one defect you may have to, if you have to recall, it's a huge issue. And of course, we are all in the industry. I'm sure we know the liability associated with such defects. I talked about the customer expectations. The customer don't want any unplanned dealer visit by the end customer. When I talk about customer, the OEMs don't want their end customers to visit dealer points within 100,000 kilometers. This requirement changes. Different customers have different standards. There are customers who are committing 5 years warranty. So during the warranty period, they expect that we don't have any defect in our system. Of course, now another contemporary topic with most customers are committing uptimes. Uptime centers are run by many OEMs, and they are tracking with the connected technology. They're tracking vehicles in a real time for all the vehicles that are running in the field, and they also have a predictive maintenance or remote diagnostic capabilities. You alert the vehicle owner, the potential issue in the vehicle, so you advise them go to the dealer point and get it serviced immediately. Manually inform the dealers to have the spares, etc., so that you commit a highest level of uptime. So this is another requirement of quality now. So we need to really ensure that the vehicles are running all the time on road. Okay, so I mostly covered these points. Then I talked about the adapting to the change. When ZF came, we became a part of ZF. ZF talked about a concept of DNA of quality. ZF DNA of quality. Essentially, it means it's a living. You people actually, it's a part of the whole. Our way of life. It is not something. It should be. We should go and tell somebody that you should do it. It should be in. It should get into their blood. Ecosystem. So, of course, ZF has its concept of 5P, 5-pillar concept, essentially reinforcing the same thing which we actually had, like people, and the focus on prevention culture. Perceive is essentially a customer. We work together with the customer. Perception. What is the perception with the customer, supplier in the ecosystem? How do we work together and make sure even the perception is also handled correctly. Performance is essentially working with the numbers, achieving the target. Again, using data analytics, etc. Also, in some cases, you try to do predictive analytics. We know the meaning of PDCA. So the project content here is we have a plant at Jamshedpur, which was started in 2008. When we started a plant at Jamshedpur, we always felt at the time, how do we really going to achieve zero quality there, because we did not have a strong talent pipeline who will be able to take the work and then lead. We had to take people from Chennai to Jamshedpur to run the plant, and then we started inducting diploma holders and graduates from those places. But then the system largely relied on, of course, Tata Motors, Cummins, and others. But in the supply ecosystem was not. It's not that much matured, so we had to buy all parts from Chennai, assemble in Jamshedpur plant, and supply to the customer. always, we had a situation that customer will complain about the quality that we delivered. Not that people were bad or anything, but then it's not that ecosystem had not developed like that, and training and other things were not that much adequate, not there. So this was a situation. But then 2019, 20, when we took this project, you can see the customer PPM was 54, 17, 14, etc. Mostly we were in a reactive mode. Reactive mode, customer complaint, they'll call us from in Chennai to go and help them, etc. That was a scenario. And then this Jarab DNA of quality, we, as a mechanism, as a minds quality, we took it as a project and then drove the system there. And here the plant leader and plant quality leader, and then the entire team. The team comprises of all functions. It's not only the shop floor colleagues, the leadership and the executives and the shop floor teams. There is a few steps we took. Normally the behavior, first is behavior. I strongly believe the quality is an outcome of the behavior. The behavior is not correct. If you don't have people, if you have people without without the right behavior and quality, we can't achieve much. Even if you achieve, it's not sustainable. So the initial focus was on behavioral transformation of the people, getting a buying in, getting a commitment. Just a moment. Sorry. So getting a, then of course, as I said earlier also, the focusing on process robustness, improving the robustness of assembly lines. Historically, the assembly line used to be disconnected, very low cost lines, just physically. It also relied on the people's alertness and the not much technology driven, but I talked to you about the changes that has come in the manufacturing engineering, the way we are creating assembly lines. Of course, they also focus on safe launch and design improvement, working closely with the customer, interfacing with the customer in real time. And here again, all people, so people development, training, motivating, recognizing, wherever. Of course, we use this QC Circle framework, TAI framework, to reward, recognize some of our employees. Again, in Jamshedpur area, we asked them to participate in all the state, national level competitions. We also looked at design related issues, improving the robustness of the design. Traceability was introduced in the entire factory. Of course, they also went through the audit, VDA audit. Out of the 33 lines, 31 got A grade, another the 2 is B grade. And similarly, we started a focus on driving on the supply chain, supplier side. Wherever we had to introduce this CSL, the filtration also some area we had to introduce for the supply side to make sure only the good part is delivered to us. Again, that's a separate focus on the supply development. And then, as I said, the perceive is essentially handholding by customers. Customers started visiting and helping and guiding the team. So most customers found the changes within a matter of about 2 years, even though mostly at the time it's a COVID times, but still we found the engagement was quite strong. Okay, the results here essentially the PDCA at a cell level, at a value stream level, at a plant level, reviews by the local leadership team, and putting that culture of continuous improvement, using the again TPM and Jamshedpur plant, we took it to TPM also, but then that was just before this initiative. So implementation company-wide implementation. Essentially, their target is to achieve. There is the DNA of quality, ZF DNA of quality audit by the global teams. So initially, if you can see, they were only 34% here. Now they've gone to 72. You have to, so it's again a continuous improvement framework. They were when they originally 34.7, then by June 2023, they have come to 72.7, and with the target to achieve 80% by next year. Meanwhile, most of the parameters on quality, in fact, you can see the almost 15 months they have been sustaining 0 ppm here, and on the Tata Motors, they have got almost 26 months 0 ppm. Tata means 19 months 0. This is BAS, before in service. BAS essentially the defect detected with their customer, in this case Tata Motors. So which used to be a major issue when we started this project, but then it has become 0 now, 19 months. So these are the results. This team actually competed at a global level. Globally, ZF has about 240 plants. They competed at a global level to get a ZF Excellence Award, and they're almost there. So the award is not announced yet, but then the team went to the final this one. So my point is that first of all, we are very proud that we're able to do it at Jamshedpur, where we really had a challenge. But it's a matter of a structured approach and work with the team and build the team to achieve. Because ZF DNA award out of 240 plants, our idea is to take it to that level. It's a matter of time. We'll be there, and this team we can always claim that they are one of the best sites globally on the quality front. Yeah, of course, the learnings is essentially engaging people and structured approach and robust process. Yeah, that helps. That's what. So, okay, again, this is a meeting with the customers. So, I am happy to share, this aspect, because personally I was also involved in Jamshedpur for many years to change this site as the best quality site, which of course I have not now directly worked, but then my team has reached that point. So that's so happy about it. So thank you. So that completes my presentation.
Amit.
Very good. Good morning, friends. We still have a few more minutes to go for the afternoon to begin. Mr. Kaniappan, fantastic presentation and very, I would say, enlightening views on achieving zero defects, because many organizations, many people, they feel that it's a dream. But at your place, you have demonstrated that this dream is possible, and there is a method through which it is possible. We have not many questions right now. We have just one important question, which is from Mr. Srinivasan. And the question is about operator traceability. Is the operator connected with the manufacturing process through password entry or fingerprint, biometric or face recognition? So that, if a defect happens, we can trace it back to the operator as well. And
we use multiple technologies. We initially started with something like a wearable in the hand, so they have to touch and then get connected, so machine recognizes. Now a few places we are using biometrics. So different methods we use.
So I think Mr. Srinivasan is on the camera as well. So he's nodding his head, indicating his satisfaction with your answer.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the clarification.
Thank you.
Right. And
what we have is, we have a machine building team. What we do, we have created we call them lean equipment development team. Basically a part of the manufacturing engineering group. Earlier, they were also handheld by the global organization because they wanted this team, while they are able to do this machine building at maybe about 60% or less of the cost of the system that global sites have, they have to spend. When they thought the cost is very low, they also wanted to use that and then take their support to build machines for other sites. So today we are designing machines, manufacturing machines. Machine means here assembly line or test systems to other DAP or ZF plants. In that process, they also, we got some benefit in terms of standardizing this process, because sometimes the people also, dilute certain standards for the cost. So but because these facilities are going to US and other markets, we wanted to take their support with global together with the global team and India team. Now we have built a very strong team who are able to really produce assembly lines, test facilities, not only to India, to other markets as well. Number one. Number two, so the technology aspect, actually they keep on upgrading themselves. Initially, as I said, it was with some wearable like watch, but now a different new technology we are using in different places.
Sure, thank you, sir. So the next question that we have is from Hemant Kumar, and the question is, what is the IPTV result for results achieved by your organization in terms of 3 MIS, 6 MIS, 12 MIS, and 24 MIS?
Yeah, I won't be able to tell the exact number. It is a customer specific topic, but what I can tell you is in the early 2012-13 period, it used to be very high. I remember we used to be in the range of 26 IPTV with one of the customers. Because we are selling a complete system. There are maybe 100. In few cases, the number of parts could be maybe 50, 60. So, but the concept itself was not that much known to us. First, the incident per thousand vehicle as such is a measure which a customer wanted to commit to their customers, and then they want to completely bring it down. And but then that, in our view, was even from India perspective, we realized that this is something like a global initiative by an Indian company. Not many global companies are also capturing this data. Maybe at least to the extent we know. But in our case, in this case, then immediately we realized it's something that certain things are simple topics. For first 3 months, if some failure comes, it is a possibly your manufacturing process related topic. But when you go for a 12 months, 24 months topic, it was largely design. So we conducted multiple round of workshops with the customer R&D. There are many cases. It's a question of application engineering. The product is given for a particular application, but in reality, you may see they are using it in some other place. Then we introduce the concept of signing off. As I said, it is in the 2012-13 period. That's how it started. So sign off. So the giant sign off concept was introduced. Then the vehicles that are already on road, that the system that already is sold in the road, what to do? Then again, we completely re-sign up. We did it once. First step we did was to make sure that application engineering, not only from that time onwards, even for the past, we had to correct. Then there are products where we need to, considering this aspect, we need to really look at many design side also. Today we are in IPTV is in the order of 1 or 2. Itself is not acceptable to the customers. We have to really deliver products that doesn't fail ideally during the warranty period, but at least 12 months, 24 months time frame, we should not have any failure.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. And we have somebody who's not mentioned their name. It's unknown user. That is what the system is showing. And they just want you to share some insights on the quality 4.0 journey in your organization. Maybe very briefly, because we have a few more questions lined up, which are quite interesting.
So actually, from our side, the quality 4.0 are uses a digital quality control type of topic started with the process control, CPK, our CPK monitoring of critical parameters. We started in our Mahendra city plant, from where we are exporting. It's a 100% export plant. So it was extremely essential to have the advantage of all these digital approaches. And we use this mainly to ensure that any issue comes from any part of the world, we are able to immediately trace back and then tell the customer there is nothing to do. Many cases we are able to avert a potential crisis in the recall and other things by sharing the information that was with in our server. That's how it started. Today we are looking at predictive analytics because this is a larger topic. We are today focusing on predictive analytics using all our field data. We are trying to use those data and then see any potential failure, potential failure modes, and trying to analyze that. I don't say we have perfected that, but we are in that direction.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a very crisp and meaningful answer. The next question is from Rajesh Deshpande. That is about how to implement traceability for small parts like needle rollers, small bearings that go into the assembly. So is there a way that we can establish traceability to a specific part, a specific piece that goes into the assemblies?
Yeah, I don't have much experience on actually implementing because ours is reasonably a bigger part. But I have visited a Dell factory in Chennai. This was long back, even in the 2010 time frame. Dell was using this even in the in the resistors and small electronic components, individual child parts. And at that time itself, they had a mechanism in which every time they scan, immediately the system will trigger a new part ordering to their warehouse nearby. So the entire manufacturing system, they had that pull type of pull system type of focus. So Dell was practicing this, so which means my feeling is it is possible. There will be methods available.
Yeah, so Rajeshji, I think, so there must be other best practices that other companies are following. So there must be some way, some technology to, because the world is moving towards more microscopic components in various products, not just automotive, but various other products also. The components, the physical sizes are getting smaller and smaller. So yeah. So the next one is from Mr. Atul Srivastav. Even when there are zero defects in various manufacturing processes, there are customer complaints. How is the same addressed? And should zero customer complaints also be a metric?
Yeah. I think it should be a metric, number one, because finally the end customer, suppose we are producing a braking system product, a safety critical product. So both the OEM and the tier one, like in this case, together we have an accountability or a responsibility to the market, to the final end customer, the person who is driving the vehicle, or the fleet that is using the vehicle, because the 168,000 people died last year from our MOTH report on the road, and that is the final key topic. So together we have to work and find a mechanism to eliminate those things. Largely it could be because of there are multiple reasons. That's a larger topic, but our accountability doesn't go without addressing this. So we have to work together. I'm not a question of who's at fault in this case, but together we have to deliver the 0 ppm.
Absolutely. It's the collective responsibility of the industry. Even if people are not using the product correctly, they're not following the road rules. Still, some kind of error proofing or is something which is the responsibility of the designers. But at the same time, it is the responsibility of all the production engineers and the quality engineers to ensure that whatever is designed gets delivered without any defects. So, sir, another question from the unknown user. I'm not sure if it's the same unknown user or the other one. And the question is there any work done for human error prevention apart from skilled manpower deployment or training of the people?
What we do, see, today we are dealing with almost 80% of the people are flex headcount, meaning they're just coming and going. Maximum, even though you give a job for 3 years, and the flexibility or the I would say the variable head people or whatever we call, that's a big topic. We have to handle it. We can't shy away from that. In that situation, it is extremely important. This topic is very important. How do we really handle? And the training is a key. Training is only one aspect. If we expect that person will be very alert and that is a key element for us to really achieve the 0 ppm, then that in all the cases doesn't work, because let's say 2 o'clock in the night, if he's working, he may not be as alert as we think he should be. So that is why I am saying we should not. It's an engineer's role or a leadership role to really develop a production system. Today it is possible. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we had challenges. Today it is possible. Many sensors, for example, we are doing a PDI check, pre-delivery inspection check. Pre-delivery inspection check, 100% of the part, if somebody has to check, virtually it's not easy, feasible for a person. He may not be alert sometime, or that itself is not a good, value adding work for the person. So now it is we have a lot of cameras, a lot of vision sensing systems with you have this I forgot about this system. So basically, you got a very simple camera using the camera Raspberry Pi. So the people write simple programs today. With that, we are able to really make sure that all this can be detected by those systems. Such applications everywhere we can apply it today. Maybe this is a part of the question that it was one gentleman asked about industry, quality 4.0. Same thing. In every place today it is possible. There are a lot of sensors available to really create a production system in which you don't have to rely on an individual operator. Operators' alertness to achieve the quality. So that's where I think we have to focus. While of course we can't. We need people, and we are dealing with a situation. The people are also a lot of flex headcounts. That is where we have to rely on this technology to support.
Amit, before going to the next question, can we request our President Janak to speak a few words?
Yes, please. Sure. So,
sir,
over to the Janak, President. Sir.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mr. Kaniappan, for sharing your vast experience in such a short span of time, how it has progressed from Sundaram Clayton to where you are today. Your personal journey is a work journey with one company in different ownership, different cultures, is really remarkable and deeply appreciated.
Thank you, sir.
So I don't want to come in the way of others asking questions. It's their floor. So that's why I don't intervene. I just listen and interact with you. I just want to thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Do we get to see you in Jamshedpur at the ISQ conference or no?
I'll schedule check this one, sir. I have some challenges, but I will try to.
That would be great. And if you can nominate some people from your Jamshedpur plant,
I will do.
Participate.
Yeah, that I will do, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Janak sir. Sir, so the next question is from Mr. Kalpanath Chatterjee from TACO IPD. The question is, what are the major behavioral aspects that need to be inculcated in order to have zero defect journey successful? So I believe that this question is beyond the use of technology. It's purely about the human behavioral aspect.
Yeah. No, I think it starts from the leadership. I worked with one Mr. Mihara-san, TPM. Mihara-san used to say that when I walk in the shop floor, if there is a machine leaking, I should stop, correct, call people and ask them to correct, and then take the next step. He used to say, if you as a leader go into the shop floor, some problem is there, you are not noticing it, and you are moving past that issue, you are giving a non-verbal communication to the people that in this company we'll only speak, but we will not do. It's okay like that, that thing. So it starts there. But then it has to percolate in the whole organization, because a trainee who comes to the company doesn't understand beyond what he's supposed to. So his behavior changes based on what he sees around. So here I think it's mostly how we behave. That's a large part of the thing. The other things, some cases there is in TPM also we have a concept of behavioral abnormalities. Meaning, when you conduct a morning walk around, you see some operators, they are not supposed to do the work in a particular way. That's unsafe. Let's say he's doing unsafe act. This is a behavioral abnormality. We have to, in TPM, it says you document those things, counsel them, and keep improving them. That is another approach, because some people they may not have an opportunity to take it from the leadership, but even on a day-to-day basis, the line leader or the next level leaders, they have to constantly monitor this aspect of behavioral abnormality from the people and then keep counseling and correcting.
Yeah, and I think one of the most important points that you said was that the leaders have to demonstrate in their own behavior also. It's not that we expect others to do certain things, but we ourselves don't follow. And then we give a non-verbal, very clear non-verbal message, which is louder than the words. Then right, and as such, just to briefly,
that is why this.
Please.
Sorry, no, that's why the meaning of living quality. What they really mean is you don't preach and do something else. You yourself live that, live by that thing.
Right, sure. And so the next one is from somebody who apparently by name, it appears that he's my ex-colleague, Mr. C. Manoj Kumar. He's saying kudos to Team ZF, brilliant initiatives and outcome. Can you give some idea about various KPIs and alignment amongst functions to achieve the desired output?
Yeah, in this team, if you see, there is the HR leader. So the team itself, we have made sure that it is not only some few operators we put in the system. Number one, the HR person takes the responsibility to really training and building them, and then we have if there's a maintenance person, then his role is to make sure that all the systems are up and particularly quality related parameters, the systems are working like that. It's the final KPI, of course, is customer focused and all quality related KPIs. But within the team, they joined together and then they created their own support system and addressing specific area of their KPI. An ME person, manufacturing engineering person, makes sure that he delivers the production system that actually doesn't produce defect or doesn't allow the defect to go to the next stage, etc. It's like that, yeah.
Right. So the last question that we have is from Mr. NS Narahari, and the question is: in case of software, how to ensure zero defects at the time of vehicle supply to customers? Bugs will manifest after vehicle usage starts.
Yeah, I think software still has not reached that point of saying that everything is solved. But the there are mechanisms, you have a hardware in loop or a software in loop. It's essentially a test methodology which actually, softwares are actually validated in the system, more like a model-based engineering. There are testing methods available in which the softwares are put and continuously run, like real-time running. So many kilometers the systems are tested, and so a large part of that, I think, the potential bugs are addressed there itself. So I am not that much still experienced to say, how to achieve real zero defect there, but we are only reducing. We're reducing that's my understanding.
Right, sir. And so while, sir, you were giving an answer to this question, and I think the answer was very clear. We received one more question. If you allow, we can take that question also.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
So the question is from Srinivasan again, and the question is: Toyota 4P system goes with an order philosophy, philosophy, process, people, and problem solving. Is there similar order followed in ZF's 5P system, or it's a la carte?
It's a la carte. It is not. Yeah.
So, sir, in addition to the questions, we've got a lot of comments which are about appreciating this session and appreciating the good work that you have done in your organization, and your kindness to take out time and sharing the journey in a very, very simple and simplified manner, so that it could be understood by the people. So there are many comments that I'm not covering right now, but there are a lot of comments which are actually applauding your efforts and your gesture of taking out time to conduct this session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kunal said it is a learning and sharing. So I have every all such things also learning for us, also for me also. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Back to Prabhakar, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kaniappan. Thank you, Amit. Now, may I request Ms. Sarika Joshi, President of Pune chapter, to give a summing up and concluding remarks and vote of thanks, please.
Namaste, everyone. Mr. Sharma, am I audible? Prabhakar ji?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're audible.
First of all, on behalf of the entire ISQ team, on behalf of all the participants, thank you so much, Kaniappan sir, for giving us such an enlightening, such an inspiring presentation. I think it was really a power-packed session today. It was so profound that, you not only covered your own journey of excellence from Sundaram Clayton to WAPCO and then to ZF, but also I could see the kind of meticulous slides, and the presentation and the information was so deep that we all got a complete, I would not say it's never complete, but I can say that it was so deep kind of knowledge that we received today, that we have, I guess, many days we will require to ponder upon the thoughts and the ideas and the kind of insights that you have shared in the presentation. And your presentation has not only the practical examples, but then you also touched upon various aspects, right from the fundamentals of the TQM, and then to the current cutting edge technology and use of artificial intelligence and Industry 4.0 implementations also. I would also like to highlight that this program has gotten an overwhelming response, and I think we have crossed 120 participants, which is really phenomenal. And
150.
Yeah. 150. Oh my God. Plus, so this is like a phenomenal response, and that tells that how much you are revered in the industry as a profound leader and expert in the area of quality and TQM. So thank you very much, sir. We are really deeply grateful for having these sessions. I think we will need more sessions for you for sure to have those learnings imbibed in our systems and thoughts. And the most important thing which was really touching for me was one of your quotes is try to build a team that lives and breathes quality. I think that it is so there is a need for it to be deeply rooted into our DNA, that our focus that tells that how your focus is about not only on the part quality or the process quality, but the quality starts with the teams and quality starts with we as an individual as well. So thank you very much for such an enlightenment session today. I would like to thank Mr. Amit Sharma for introducing ISQ and taking the Q&A session so wonderfully and addressing the participants' questions and taking the note of the appreciations participations have expressed towards Kaniappan sir. Thank you very much to the all participants who have been so interestingly participating, listening, and I'm pretty sure that there are tons of takeaways from this session for you guys and for me also, of course. And one another highlight of this session is the kind of variety of questions that we got. It was not related to one particular area of manufacturing, but it covered many different areas. So it seems that people are participants are really interested and were completely immersed in the session, and they would like to know about many more aspects of the manufacturing towards achieving excellence. Thank you very much, Prabhakarji, for coordinating, and I would like to give special thanks to Janak sir for his presence, and he has been always guiding us in all manners in the ISQ activities. So I'm really thankful to you. And Mr. Vishwadeepak, thank you so much for introducing Kaniappan sir's, a profound knowledge and experience in very apt manner. So I'm really thankful for each one of you from on behalf of ISQ and from my side as well. Thank you so much.